Imagine a world where every revolutionary idea and every brilliant invention is not created but received. Mysterious stream of knowledge coming from an invisible and unknown source. Nikola Tesla, the man who lit up the planet and transformed our lives, believed his genius came from something beyond himself. Every night, he followed a ritual that seemed to open the doors to this inspiration. What did he know that we don't? And what if you could unlock that secret? This is a story that could change the way you see creativity and the universe. Nikola Tesla, one of the brightest and most visionary minds in history, is often remembered as the man who illuminated the world. His inventions and ideas transcended the technological limits of his time, shaping not just the present he lived in, but also the future he envisioned with astonishing clarity. Tesla was not merely an inventor. He was a dreamer, an explorer of the universe's mysteries, and an eternal seeker of answers to questions few dared to ask. Where do the ideas that transform the world come from? This profound and timeless question is as relevant today as it has ever been in human history. It invites us to reflect on the process of creation, on the almost magical moment when a spark of inspiration emerges, carrying the power to transform realities. From the artist painting a masterpiece to the scientist uncovering the cosmos' secrets, the origin of these ideas seems to involve something more than simple mental processes. The search for inspiration is a universal experience. Everyone, at some point, wonders how to access that state of flow where creativity flows freely and where innovative solutions seem to materialize almost spontaneously. For some, it happens in the silence of the night. For others, in moments of contemplating nature. But for Nikola Tesla, inspiration was more than an ordinary occurrence. It was a phenomenon deeply connected to greater forces, something he believed was received, not generated. And it is precisely this unique vision of Tesla's on creativity that invites us to dive deeper into his distinctive approach. Through simple rituals, like keeping a notebook by his bedside, he captured what he called external inspiration ideas that seemed to come from a source beyond human reach. To him, creativity was not merely a product of the human brain, but a reflection of his connection to the universe. This is where his story transcends science, touching on spiritual and philosophical concepts that still leave us in awe today. Tesla's ritual, a portal to creativity every night before sleeping. Nikola Tesla followed a simple ritual that to him carried profound meaning. On his bedside table, he placed a notebook and a pen, ready to record any ideas that might arise during his sleep. Although this gesture might seem ordinary, for Tesla, it was a gateway to an invisible world of inspiration. He believed his inventions were not merely the product of his intellect, but a connection to something beyond the human, something universal. This ritual was not just a routine. It was an invitation for the unknown to manifest itself. Tesla described with clarity what occurred. He would wake up to find detailed ideas, sketches of inventions, and solutions to problems that had seemed insurmountable while awake. It was as if an invisible force worked during the night, using him as a channel to bring innovations into the physical world that would shape the future. For him, the act of preparing the notebook was a way to align his mind and create space for this force to operate. The mystery behind this process continues to intrigue us today. Sleep, in modern science, is recognized as a state where the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious takes over. It is a time when the brain processes information, organizes memories, and often provides answers to previously unsolvable problems. However, for Tesla, it went beyond this. He believed it was not merely his subconscious mind at work, but a kind of cosmic intelligence guiding him. Some suggest that Tesla, through his ritual, was tuning his mind into a receptive state, like an antenna ready to pick up higher frequencies. This concept, while seemingly esoteric, aligns with Tesla's own scientific view of the universe. He saw everything as energy, vibration, and frequency. Perhaps his ritual was a way of adjusting his mental frequency to capture ideas floating in an invisible yet accessible dimension. The practical impact of this ritual is undeniable. Tesla created inventions that transformed the modern world: alternating current, radio technology, and even concepts that were only understood decades later. He attributed this to his ability to receive ideas rather than generate them. This perspective challenges the traditional view of creativity as an exclusively internal process and prompts us to question, what if inspiration truly comes from outside ourselves? Reflecting on this practice, it's impossible not to draw parallels to common human experiences. Who hasn't had a moment of clarity upon waking, a sudden solution to a problem, or an unexpected insight? For most, this is incidental, almost an accident of the subconscious. But Tesla saw these moments as part of an ordered system, something that could be cultivated and accessed intentionally. Tesla also believed that silence and solitude were crucial to his ability to access this field of ideas. He avoided distractions and dedicated much of his time to contemplation and solitary work. For him, the mind needed quiet to connect to what he called the higher intelligence. The nightly ritual was merely an extension of this practice of introspection. What's fascinating is that Tesla did not see his ability as unique. He believed that everyone had the potential to access this source of inspiration, provided they tuned their minds to hear it. This leads us to question whether genius is truly a gift restricted to a few, or a skill we can all develop through practice and intention. Tesla's ritual also makes us think about the role of discipline in creativity. He did not wait for ideas to arise spontaneously. He invited them, preparing the environment to receive them. This level of commitment reflects his belief that inspiration was not random, but the result of a conscious effort to align with something greater. The simplicity of the ritual, a notebook and pen beside the bed, contrasts with the depth of its results. This suggests that simple practices can often open the door to extraordinary experiences. It's not about the object itself, but the intention behind it. The way we prepare ourselves to receive what the universe has to offer. Moreover, Tesla's ritual highlights the importance of immediately recording ideas. He knew that without this act, inspirations could be lost. This practice reflects a universal lesson. Creativity is fleeting and must be captured at the moment it arises. Many great ideas are lost simply because we fail to write them down in time. Nikola Tesla, with his nightly ritual of leaving a notebook by his bed, seemed to intuit something that science and modern creativity practices would confirm years later: the power of recording thoughts and creating moments of introspection as tools for accessing creative flow. While Tesla's act carries an air of mystery, its essence resembles contemporary practices like journaling and meditation, widely recognized as methods for unlocking ideas and stimulating the creative mind. Journaling, for example, is a practice in which people regularly record thoughts, reflections, or ideas, often during transitional moments of the day, such as upon waking or before sleeping, precisely as Tesla did. This habit helps externalize what's on the mind, organizing ideas and freeing mental space for new insights. In Tesla's case, he took it to another level, trusting that the simple act of having the notebook within reach would create a channel of communication with something greater, a universal source of knowledge. Meditation, on the other hand, works in the same direction but with a different focus. It doesn't seek to record ideas but to create internal space, silencing the noise of the conscious mind so that deeper thoughts and insights can emerge. Tesla, though he did not use the term meditation, seemed to practice it in its most natural form, moments of deep contemplation in solitude. He often isolated himself to think, focusing entirely on his problems or concepts. allowing his mind to align with what he believed was a universal field of energy and inspiration. Modern practices like journaling and meditation share another commonality with Tesla's ritual, deliberate intention. These techniques work not just through the act itself, but through the presence of purpose. When journaling or meditating, individuals direct their mental energy toward accessing a part of themselves often obscured by the fast pace of daily life. Tesla, with his notebook by the bed, demonstrated the same principle. He did not wait for ideas to emerge by chance, but actively prepared to receive them. There is also an interesting connection between the mental relaxation states provided by both meditation and deep sleep. Studies show that during sleep, the brain enters cycles of activity that promote creativity, particularly during the REM phase. It is in this state that the subconscious combines information in new and unexpected ways, creating insights. Tesla seemed to intuitively understand this process, using the transition moments between sleep and wakefulness to capture ideas that might have been lost if not immediately recorded. Another fascinating parallel is how these practices encourage receptivity. Both journaling and meditation do not aim to force ideas, but to create the ideal environment for them to emerge. Similarly, Tesla did not actively create during his nightly ritual, but trusted that by preparing the appropriate space, the ideas would come to him. This approach contrasts with the traditional idea that creativity must be pursued with constant effort. Instead, it suggests that genius often results from allowing the mind to access something greater than conscious effort. The physical element of Tesla's notebook, much like the journal and journaling practices, is also significant. The act of writing, or even preparing to write, has profound psychological power. It signals to the mind that the moment is dedicated to creativity and focus, functioning almost as a ritual in itself. This not only organizes thoughts but also establishes a habit, something crucial for maintaining a consistent creative flow. Moreover, modern mindfulness practices, which often combine meditation with idea recording, echo Tesla's approach. They help the mind stay present, allowing genuine insights to surface without the immediate judgment that often stifles creativity. Tesla seemed to understand this, letting his ideas flow freely at night without the interference of his conscious analysis. The human brain is one of the most sophisticated machines ever to exist, a true masterpiece of biology. It controls every aspect of our physical body, operating as an incredibly complex system of electrical and chemical signals. From the simple beating of the heart to the most elaborate coordinated movements, the brain is the conductor that keeps our body functioning perfectly. It regulates vital functions, processes sensory information, and even helps us interact with the world around us. It is like a living computer designed to interpret and respond to the environment. However, when it came to creativity, inspiration, and ideas, Tesla believed the brain played a much more limited role. He described the brain as a mechanism, an essentially biological machine, but not as the source of the ideas that transform the world. For him, creativity came from elsewhere, something beyond the physical, something that transcended the limits of biology. This distinction between the brain as the body's controller and the creative mind as a receiver of something greater is central to his perspective. The creative mind, for Tesla, was an interface between the physical world and the universal field of energy and knowledge. He saw the mind as a kind of receiver, tuning into invisible frequencies to access ideas, concepts, and even complex solutions. This vision, while fascinating, is not so far from some modern theories suggesting that creativity may be influenced by factors beyond the brain's internal workings, such as external experiences, emotional states, and even connection with the environment. Tesla used an intriguing analogy to explain this relationship. He compared the human mind to a computer connected to a cosmic Wi-Fi. Just as a computer can access information from an external source, the creative mind could connect to a higher intelligence, which he called the universal mind. This concept of a universal mind suggests that ideas are not exclusively created by us, but are available in an invisible field of possibilities waiting to be accessed. This cosmic Wi-Fi was not just a metaphor for Tesla. It was deeply aligned with his scientific vision of the universe as energy, vibration, and frequency. He believed that everything in the universe was interconnected by these invisible forces and that the human mind had the capacity to tune into them, like a radio picking up a station. To him, genius was not a gift restricted to a few, but the ability to attune oneself to this universal field of ideas. This concept resonates deeply with some spiritual and philosophical traditions that have long advocated the idea that the human mind is a portal to something greater. However, Tesla offered a unique perspective, bridging science and spirituality. He saw the brain not as a creator, but as a receiver and processor. Ideas and inspirations came from outside, from an invisible dimension, and the brain, like a machine, transformed those ideas into action. Tesla also pointed to what he called interferences in this connection. He believed that, just as an antenna might pick up unwanted noise, the human mind could also be affected by distractions and negative emotions, blocking access to inspiration. For him, mental discipline and the ability to focus were essential to maintaining a clear connection to this cosmic Wi-Fi. This idea aligns with modern practices of mindfulness and meditation, which aim to reduce mental noise to access higher states of consciousness. From the perspective of modern science, Tesla's metaphor makes even more sense. The human brain, with its billions of interconnected neurons, functions like a complex electrical network. It is constantly sending and receiving signals, much like devices connecting to the internet. However, just as a device needs a strong signal to function well, Tesla believed the human mind needed to be tuned and receptive to access the best of the universal network. The most fascinating aspect of this vision is the idea that creativity is ultimately not an isolated process. It is not just about the brain working alone, but about a dynamic interaction between the mind and something greater. This something greater can be described in many ways: an energy field, a collective consciousness, or even the universe itself. The important thing for Tesla was that this interaction was available to everyone as long as we were willing to open our minds and connect. By separating the physical brain from the creative mind, Tesla offers a new way of thinking about inspiration and creativity. He challenges us to look beyond what is tangible, to recognize that the ideas that transform the world may come from a source far greater than we imagine. And perhaps the greatest legacy of this vision is the reminder that we are, at once, incredibly complex biological machines and receivers of an infinite network of possibilities. Nikola Tesla believed that the secrets of the universe were hidden in three fundamental principles: vibration, frequency, and energy. For him, understanding these concepts was akin to unraveling the very code of the universe. His work with energy and resonance was revolutionary, exploring not only practical applications in science, but also the deeper implications of how the physical and spiritual worlds could be connected through these invisible forces. Tesla did not merely theorize about energy. He demonstrated how frequencies could be manipulated to transmit energy wirelessly, create motion, and even light up the world. His famous Tesla coil, for example, was a practical application of the concept of resonance, generating high frequencies and showing how energy could be amplified through vibratory waves. Tesla believed that all matter, including humans, possessed a unique frequency, and that these frequencies could be used to interact with the world in ways still largely unexplored. This understanding of vibration as a fundamental principle extends beyond traditional science. In music, for instance, resonance plays a central role. Musical notes, when arranged in harmony, create frequencies that can evoke deep emotions, inspire creativity, or even calm the mind. Tesla often used music as an example of how vibrations not only shape sound, but also interact with our own energy, influencing emotional and mental states. The impact of frequency is also evident in practices such as sound meditation. Specific sounds, like those produced by Tibetan singing bowls or healing frequencies such as binaural beats, are known to create deep relaxation and stimulate creativity. These sounds operate at frequencies that resonate with the human body, activating brain regions associated with introspection and inspiration. Tesla, with his visionary approach, would likely have understood these principles as part of the same universal system of vibration and energy that he explored in his experiments. Modern science has been investigating how vibration affects the human body in very practical ways. A notable example is the concept of resonance at the cellular level. Studies show that specific frequencies can stimulate cell growth, accelerate regeneration, and even destroy harmful cells. This reinforces Tesla's view of the human body as a vibratory system deeply influenced by energy fields and surrounding frequencies. Another fascinating connection between vibration and creativity is the phenomenon of idea resonance. When an individual is in an elevated vibratory state, whether through music, meditation, or exposure to a harmonious environment, their mind seems to function more clearly and expansively. Tesla believed that by aligning with the frequencies of the universe, the mind could access ideas that were literally in the air, ready to be captured and transformed into innovation. The impact of frequencies on the human body extends beyond the mind. They also affect the heart and other biological systems. The Schumann resonance, for example, refers to the Earth's natural frequencies, which directly correlate with the human heartbeat and states of relaxation. Tesla, as an observer of nature, intuitively understood that harmony between the body and these natural frequencies was essential for well-being and creativity. Tesla also theorized that energy was not just a resource but an expression of the universe's very essence. He believed that by mastering frequencies and vibrations, humanity could enter a new era of understanding where energy would be unlimited, clean, and accessible to all. This vision, while futuristic, reflects how deeply he understood the interconnectedness of physical and spiritual principles. The idea that everything is energy resonates with both science and spirituality. At the quantum level, we know that matter is composed of particles vibrating at specific frequencies. At the human level, this energy can be perceived in emotions, thoughts, and even in how we interact with others. Tesla saw this interconnectedness as evidence that the laws governing the cosmos also govern our very existence. By linking vibration to creativity, Tesla left a legacy that transcends. He showed us that innovation doesn't come solely from logical reasoning, but from the ability to tune into the right frequencies, to align mind and body with a greater system of energy. This approach invites us to rethink how we relate to the world, and how we can use science and spirituality together to unlock our creative potential. Nature is a stage for extraordinary phenomena that often seem to operate in perfect synchronization. Imagine a vast sky where thousands of birds fly together, forming intricate patterns, changing direction in an instant as if guided by a single mind. Or visualize schools of fish navigating deep waters, moving as a single organism, each individual contributing to the whole. These phenomena are not just visual spectacles. They are expressions of a natural synchronicity that, at its core, echoes the idea of universal connection. For Nikola Tesla, these phenomena were not mere biological curiosities but reflections of a fundamental principle of the universe: resonance. just as birds and fish act in perfect harmony. Tesla believed that the world and even human creativity operates under similar laws of interconnection. He saw these patterns of synchronicity as evidence that everything is, in some way, connected to a larger energy field, a system where each element contributes to a dynamic balance. Natural synchronicity, like that observed in birds or fish, can be seen as a metaphor for human creativity. Just as each bird follows the movements of the group without losing its individuality, our creativity functions as a dance between individual inspiration and external influences. When we are in a state of creative flow, our ideas seem to align as naturally as a flock in flight. Each thought complements the next, moving in harmony to create something greater than the sum of its parts. This synchronicity is not just instinctive. It is rooted in a deeper concept, collective resonance. In nature, the individuals in a group react to one another's signals almost instantaneously, as if they were parts of a single entity. In the human world, this manifests in moments of creative collaboration or experiences where people seem in tune with one another, creating something extraordinary together. This collective resonance is the foundation of artistic movements, scientific breakthroughs, and even social changes, where the synergy between individuals produces a profound impact. Tesla, with his advanced vision, believed that this collective resonance was not limited to groups of animals or humans. He saw the universe as a whole in constant synchronization, where invisible forces keep everything connected. For him, human creativity was an expression of this connection. Our ideas, he believed, were not exclusively our own. They were inspired by a universal field of energy and knowledge that we all share, whether we are conscious of it or not. The spiritual relevance of collective resonance is equally profound. Many belief systems speak of an underlying unity to existence, where all beings are part of a greater whole. In practice, this is reflected in moments when we feel connected to something beyond ourselves, whether through nature, art, or inspiring collaboration. Tesla, with his scientific and spiritual approach, believed that understanding and working with this resonance was key to unlocking human potential. Modern science has begun to explore this synchronicity in greater detail. Studies show that in phenomena like birds in flight, individuals do not follow a leader but react to subtle movements of others, creating patterns in real time. This is made possible through almost imperceptible signals, such as slight changes in direction or speed. This instant communication can be compared to the functioning of the human brain, where billions of neurons work in harmony to produce thoughts, emotions, and ideas. For Tesla, collective resonance was also a metaphor for the connection between humanity and the cosmos. He believed that, just as birds react to one another, we also respond to universal forces, often unconsciously. This perspective invites us to consider how we might intentionally align ourselves with these forces to enhance our creativity and understanding. Observing nature, Tesla found lessons for the human spirit. He saw in the synchronicity of birds and fish a reflection of what we could achieve if we connected with this universal resonance. Creativity, for him, was like a flock of birds in flight, a perfect balance between individual freedom and collective connection. Every idea we receive is like a movement in the universal dance, influenced by greater forces that guide us but also leave room for exploration. Nikola Tesla believed the universe was a vibrant tapestry where every element, from stars to the human brain, was interconnected by invisible but palpable forces. He often mentioned that the sun, moon, and planets exerted a profound influence not only on Earth, but also on the human mind. For Tesla, these cosmic forces were not merely astronomical phenomena. They shaped ideas, behaviors, and ultimately the destiny of humanity. Modern science acknowledges that celestial bodies have measurable impacts on Earth. The moon's gravity regulates tides, while solar cycles influence climate and even energy-based technologies like power grids. Tesla expanded this view, suggesting that the vibrations emitted by these celestial bodies also resonated on a human level, affecting our thoughts and emotions. He believed each planet possessed its own frequency, and these frequencies interacted with ours, creating unique patterns of influence. This concept echoes astrology, which, though often dismissed as unscientific, is based on the idea that celestial bodies have symbolic and energetic relationships with humans. While Tesla was not an astrologer, he shared a fundamental belief that the cosmos is intrinsically connected to the individual. For him, this was not superstition but a logical extension of his scientific view that everything in the universe vibrates and these vibrations influence one another. Tesla often mentioned that we are born at a specific time and place, under the influence of unique cosmic forces that shape our vibrational composition. This aligns with the astrological idea that planetary alignments at birth influence our characteristics and trajectories. Though Tesla approached this more scientifically, he seemed to share the belief that the universe acts as a resonant field affecting all aspects of life. A practical example of this connection lies in lunar cycles. The moon, with its gravitational influence on water, affects not only the oceans but also human bodies, which are largely composed of water. Tesla believed this interaction between the moon and the human body was not only physical but also energetic, influencing emotional and mental states. The term lunatic, associated with erratic behavior during the full moon, illustrates how deeply this idea is rooted in collective perception. Beyond the moon, Tesla considered the sun a primordial force of energy and influence. He believed that solar cycles, including radiation bursts and variations in solar activity, shape not only the climate but also human behavior. Today, science partially supports this view, acknowledging that solar storms can affect electrical systems and even cause subtle changes in people's mood and mental health. For Tesla, cosmic vibrations were not merely external forces. They interacted with the human mind in profound and invisible ways. He believed that inspiration and ideas often arose when our mental frequency was in harmony with these cosmic vibrations. This perspective suggests that the most creative and transformative ideas are not solely internal, but are shaped by a complex dance between the universe and our own energy. The connection between cosmic vibrations and creativity is also reflected in spiritual practices. Meditations based on planetary alignments or lunar cycles, for example, are used to explore deeper mental states and access inspiration. Tesla, with his scientific vision, seemed to have anticipated this connection, proposing that humans are receivers of a constant flow of universal energy, amplified or modified by celestial forces. Reflecting on these cosmic influences invites us to consider how intimately connected we are to the universe, far more than we often realize. Each planet, star, or natural cycle vibrates at a frequency that, in some way, resonates with our own energy. Tesla believed that by understanding and tuning into these vibrations, we could not only unlock our creative potential, but also achieve a deeper understanding of our own existence. This idea challenges us to see the cosmos not as something distant and separate, but as part of who we are. Just as the tides respond to the moon's pull, our minds and emotions can also be shaped by these invisible forces. Tesla, in recognizing this, offered a vision of the universe as not just the backdrop to our lives, but an active participant in shaping our ideas and actions. Nikola Tesla, with his unique approach to creativity and universal connection, left a legacy that extends beyond his inventions. He teaches us that inspiration is not a random phenomenon, but something that can be cultivated intentionally through simple, conscious practices. Even in our daily routines, We can apply Tesla's lessons to stimulate creativity and strengthen our connection to something greater. One of Tesla's most valuable lessons is the importance of creating space for introspection. Just as he set aside moments of solitude to think and reflect, we can seek small intervals of silence in our daily lives. Practices such as walking without distractions, observing nature, or simply taking deep breaths for a few minutes help the mind slow down and open up to new ideas. Tesla also valued the habit of recording thoughts. Keeping a notebook or journal handy, as he did, is a practical way to capture insights before they fade. For those looking to go further, spiritual connection exercises like meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools. A simple practice is breath-focused meditation. Close your eyes, focus on your natural breathing rhythm, and let thoughts come and go without judgment. This technique helps reduce mental noise and open space for inspiration. Another approach inspired by Tesla is creative visualization. Mentally imagine a solution or idea as if it were already complete, allowing your mind to explore possibilities without limitations. The connection to vibrations and frequencies can also be explored in everyday life. Try listening to music that resonates emotionally with you or specific frequency-based sounds, such as solfeggio tones, known for stimulating creative and relaxing mental states. Practices like listening to Tibetan singing bowls or chanting mantras can create a vibrational environment that fosters deep insights. Modern stories demonstrate how Tesla's philosophy continues to inspire. Entrepreneurs, artists, and scientists often report their best creative moments arising in states of relaxation or contemplation. Steve Jobs, for instance, used long walks to solve problems and develop innovative solutions. Artists frequently describe how ideas for their work appear in dreams or moments of distraction, echoing Tesla's habit of recording his nighttime inspirations. These examples reinforce the idea that creativity is accessed when we create the necessary mental space for it. Exploring our own creativity doesn't mean seeking definitive answers, but allowing ourselves to ask questions and remain open to the universe's responses. Just as Tesla believed ideas came from a greater source, we too can connect to that energy through daily practices, creating room for inspiration to find us. As Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. May we allow ourselves to think, feel, and vibrate in harmony with this message, discovering not only who we are, but what we are capable of creating. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving content like this, challenging our perception and connecting us to something greater. Share this video with friends and family who, like you, are seeking inspiration and knowledge.